Psalm 23. God has set a table for two. One chair for himself, the king, and the second one, believe it or not, is for you. But of course, the enemy wants a seat at the table too. Anxiety wants a seat, envy wants a seat, worry and frustration want a seat. But don't give the enemy a seat at your table. Look up, go up. You're invited up the mountain of God. Move towards infinite power, splendor, love, and beauty, healing and restoration. When we gaze upon the Almighty, we are changed by the captivation. Empowered to take every thought captive in the battle of the mind. Shame is silenced by his glory, and our future redefined. So draw near to Jesus. The shepherd is good. Our God is faithful. Take the place prepared for you. And don't give the enemy a seat at your table.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me right here. You are in Solomon's Temple. My name is Solomon Izang Ashams, and it's so great to be with you. Thank you for your usual support, and I do hope that you're doing very well, yourself, your family, your loved ones at work and everything. So keeping up. So good to have you here. For our regular subscribers who are here, thank you so much. And I know some of them, people like Rigobert from Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, a regular viewer, subscribers. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe right away. Please subscribe to Solomon's Temple right away, and make sure you click on the notification button just so anytime we come live, you're gonna know we're live. Jen also from Canada, thank you, Jen. I see you, Naomi. Good to be with you. Moi Moi from New York. Nicholas, all the way from Nels Brett, of course. Amelia here from the UK, and Renai from Kuala Lumpur, from Malaysia. I'm not sure if you're in Kuala Lumpur. Evelyn from Switzerland, always here. Peggy from Zambia. You know, you guys are always right here. Uche Chukwuemeka Kalu, all the way from Makadi, that is Benue State in Nigeria. Thank you, Prince from Midrand. Pastor Ihu is saying, keep up the good work. Thank you for your encouragement. Arena from Uganda, good to have you here. Izen is also here. She said, hello, brother. Are you still in Montego Bay in Jamaica? Good to have you here. Thank you, Choni from Linksville. Wonderboy from the USA. Divine, it's also encouraging to keep the good work. Thank you, Francis from Texas. And Imi Nadi from Parktown. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Please, again, I want to encourage you to please subscribe. Make sure you go and subscribe to make sure you go and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Please also follow me on Facebook. First, you have to do is subscribe. And yeah, make sure you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and also on Instagram. I share quite a lot of info. Like what I'm going to share to, right now actually started from Twitter and Facebook. So there's a lot that I share on Facebook and Twitter, especially, that I don't get to share here. So please make sure you go there and follow me right away. So I want to talk about something. I want to talk about a South African celebrity DJ. She's called DJ Zinhle. She is #1, very, very talented DJ, very popular, successful business person. She has businesses in different areas in society, so she's really been successful. But what I want to zoom in a bit is talking about pregnancy and teenage pregnancy, which is a huge crisis right now in South Africa. just like other places, but here in South Africa, I'm going to read you the statistics. I'm going to put it out here for us to check it out. It's a huge crisis, right? Girls as young as 10, schoolgirls I'm talking about, as young as 10. A 10-year-old's body is it strong enough to carry another human being? How did you even get? We must not just say that these girls were violated or no. Some of them is something that they saw, something that they hear about, something that they get inspired, to do by celebrities, by leaders. Yeah, some of them were taken advantage of course. But the 10-year-old, you would shock you that they know so much. But what they know, is that the right information? You see, that's where my talk, during this broadcast is going to be around. And DJ Zinhle herself, she has a baby with a celebrity artist called AKA. This is AKA here. This is AKA. This is myself and AKA at an event. AKA here is a South African hip hop artist, and he shares a baby with DJ Zinhle, her first child. So currently she's pregnant with the second child from another different person, and she is still unmarried. Now, I'm not sure if she's even Christian. So it's not even about approaching it from a Christian perspective. You can see in between us, myself and AKA, there's a lady there, that is Pearl Tusi, who is a very good friend of DJ Zinhle, right? So we have this issue where the DJ recently released the fact that she is pregnant. And she didn't just come out to say she was pregnant, she came out using her pregnancy to promote her reality show on BET in Africa and also promote a new song that she put out. So I know artists, they do that. They use some part of their lives to promote all these things. A lot of people were congratulating her. A lot of people were celebrating her. But I took a step back and I told myself, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to congratulate her. I will celebrate the baby when it comes, but I'm not gonna celebrate that. First baby with AKA unmarried, second baby. And again, I'm not imposing my values on her. No, that's her values. She can choose to do whatever she wants to do with her life, with her body. But at the same time, I have the right to also talk about my opinion about situations like this, especially in a country where there is crisis in teenage pregnancies, in a continent where we have a lot of teenage pregnancies, right? So last night I had a bit of a chat with my wife about it. My wife, DJ Zinhle, is from KwaZulu-Natal, part of South Africa, and she's just in the next town to my wife. She's from a town called Danhauser, and my wife is from Dundee. And there's a lot of teenage pregnancy problem in the community where she comes from. Now she is massive. She's very big. Go to her Instagram page. She has millions. So she is very successful. So people look up to her, right? I'm not saying you should, I'm not saying maybe AKA, I'm sure he disappointed her. Maybe they promised they were going to get married and all that kind of stuff. But the fact is, why have a baby when you're not ready to get married? Get married before you have a baby. It's as simple as that. This is not even a biblical perspective alone. This is an African perspective. Our traditional African values, that's what it represents. But now you have a second baby, still unmarried. And I just hope that the guy is going to marry her at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, if he doesn't, then she's going to end up marrying another guy and he would want a baby. And you're going to have 3 different kids, which is not really, I'm not sure she enjoys it, to be honest with you. So we have a a situation where she came out and said all of this. And when I saw people congratulating her, I said, no, this is not right at all. Now, let me read for you what I wrote, right? Let me read for you what I wrote on Instagram and also on Facebook. Now, this, for some reason, this actually was trending today on Instagram and also on Facebook. I was shocked. Somebody called my wife, did you see what your husband wrote and all that? I was like, I went and checked, and I was like, there was hundreds and hundreds of shares, of likes, of comments, and all that kind of stuff. And my position was very unpopular, and I got bashed by a lot of people. What is it? What's your business? You are Nigerian. Go back to Nigeria. It's her life. She's successful. She can decide to have 30 kids without a father, and she can take care of them. I said, no, money doesn't raise kids. No. If you want to raise good kids, money is the least of that worry. There was actually somebody that came and said, look, he deals with divorces a lot. And normally when parents divorce and the child is given an option to go with the father or the mother, the child always tends to, always chooses the parent that gives them stability, not the parent that can provide for them, but stability. And stability is always about having the father and the mother in the same house. I know it's not possible for a lot of cases because of sin that has invaded our lives. I know that. But are we doing our best to make sure we provide a stable home for our kids, to change the narrative? This is what I wrote after, she came out saying she was pregnant and she has a new reality TV show and a new song. This is what I wrote. I said, we celebrate and congratulate a woman who is expecting her second child with two different men, yet still unmarried. It shows how we are dysfunctional as a society. We keep creating future problems today. Our value system is broken, and we are also broken. We intentionally bring children into our mess. They end up growing up without a present, everyday involved father. Quote me, present, everyday involved father. They repeat the same cycle as mommy, daddy, and you see a lot of other problems. Money doesn't raise good kids. A stable home with both parents gives them a better chance to become good citizens and better fathers and mothers in the future. Money is no substitute for a father's love and family stability. I will celebrate the child when he or she is born, but not the mother. You have the right to do anything with your body. I also have the right to evaluate, analyze, and voice my opinion on our discarded African family value system. It is very unhealthy to raise children out of wedlock. Don't make it socially or biblically fashionable. It will never be. We must be better examples. So that was what I wrote on Instagram, on Twitter, and also on Facebook. And before I knew it, it took me about what? 3-5 minutes to write it. It was just a thought, because some of these things I don't sit down and plan to say, okay, no. I just feel this is what I have to write. I feel people need to know this. I feel I need to voice my opinion, and I go ahead and do that, right? Now, I'll show you what happened just about an hour ago. About an hour ago, this is on Twitter. This is her, obviously, with the pregnancy. You can see she's putting her hand in her belly. On Twitter, there was about over 324 comments, 642 retweets, 242 likes. That was about an hour ago. You can imagine where it is right now. And I only wrote it this afternoon or late morning. It was unbelievable. I don't write stuff or say things to try to get likes or to try to get comments. No, I just say what I feel. No, I need to, God is saying to share this. I need to share this. And that's what happened. That's what happened. There's a lot of comments, people, some of them were bashing me, like I said, cursing me, being xenophobic on me, telling me to go back to my country, telling me that I'm not the right person to talk about it, telling me I'm just a Nigerian. Those kind of people that they don't have anything brilliant to say. They just, why am I picking on the woman? Why don't I go pick on the man? And a whole lot of stuff. And a lot of stuff. So that was the one I posted on Twitter. And this is the one I posted on Facebook. Same. 1,200 likes, laugh, different emojis, 1,200 comments, 3,200 comments, shares, 1,400 people shared it. Yeah, I was sort of like, I was shocked by the response, how much people got involved, but I wasn't shocked with the backlash. There were a lot of people that tried to hit me up. I'm sure they're going to be here. You're going to see them here commenting if they're not here already. If they're not here already, let me check if they're here already. You're going to see some of them here commenting. See some of them here saying, stop playing the xenophobic card, please. On this one, you are wrong. You don't tell me I'm wrong. That's it. You just give me your opinion. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Tell me what you think I did that is wrong. Simple. But you don't tell me I'm wrong. I didn't tell DJ Zinhle that she's wrong. No. I just said, this is what I don't agree with. This is what I don't agree with. It's as simple as that. The xenophobic card is there. Why don't you go read the comments? People are telling me, you married a South African for citizenship and all that kind of stuff. You don't know anything about me. If I was looking for citizenship, I'll probably have gone to Canada or the US. I had opportunities. I lived in Switzerland. I lived in Sweden. I lived in Scotland. So when people just don't have anything intelligent to say, when people don't have a better argument, or when they feel guilty or convicted, that's what they always say. That's what they always say. People say, why don't you go talk about the father and all that? I can talk about the father of the baby, but the father of the baby hasn't showed up. She is the one that came out with the bomb, with the big bomb. She's going to have a baby. She's telling somebody, she's telling everybody, I'm going to share that with you. So she's sharing it with us. Do you get that? People don't understand. You got married because your wife is taken care of. I have one or two things that I do as a business. I have an MBA. I do my best to provide for my family. I love the Lord. I do a lot of charity work. Most of what I do with my life is actually charity work. Advocating for women that have been taken advantage of in church. My wife is a chartered accountant. She's a CA, qualified CA. She's doing her MBA right now, graduating next year. So if I'm looking for a better life, I have education, I have experience as a journalist. I've started and run a magazine for about 10 years that was published and put all over the country and Swaziland and Namibia. But the problem is we have a crisis, a pregnancy crisis in South Africa, across other nations. Maybe some of you guys in the Caribbean that you're watching, some of you guys in Uganda or in Cameroon or in Nigeria or in Tanzania, you also have a pregnancy crisis. But I have to talk about my own context because this is where I lived. I've lived here for about 20 years. So I understand here. Right now, I understand here sort of better than Nigeria too, because I've been out of Nigeria for so long. So you have all this. We got a comment here from Divine. People should understand that Zinhle is a celebrity and an influential person. Whatever she does will be discussed and will have influence on those looking up to her. That's what people don't understand. They will come here and say, no, don't talk about her and all that. You don't know me. Some of you guys just met me. You don't know me. I have a very thick skin. The more you try to say don't talk, I talk, and you cannot cancel me. I am as woke as you can think. You cannot cancel me. I've been in this for over 10 years. I'm not afraid of anyone. I'm not afraid of anything. So just sit back and let me give my own opinion. You can give your own opinion to go to your Facebook page and give your own opinion. Why do you even have to come to my Facebook page? We're having young people, right? This is a headline from one of the newspapers. This is what it says. South Africa's Gauteng records more than 23,000 teenage pregnancies in a year. Between March 2020 and April 2021, 23,000 teenage pregnancies. We're talking about teenagers some of them are not even teenagers, between the ages of 10 and 19. Where do you think they learned this from? Where do you think they saw this from? From you and I, who are older. Let me read these statistics for you. And this is not even in South Africa, right? For those of you guys who are not in South Africa right now. Here it says Gauteng. Gauteng is just a province. It's just like what? It's just like 20% of South Africa or 15% of South Africa. So this is just one little part of South Africa. There are 9 provinces in South Africa. Gauteng is just one of the provinces. And they have a record, they experience a record to over 23,000 teenage pregnancy. Can you feel that? Yeah. Let me read this out to you so you can understand what I'm trying to say. So according to the Gauteng Health member of the executive, that's the MEC, that's the head of the health department in the province, he said 934 of the girls, that is out of the 23,000 teenage pregnancies, 934 of the girls were between the ages of 10 and 14 years, raising more questions about teenage pregnancies. About 1,000 of these girls were between the ages of 10 and 14. What do they know? Where did they learn about sex? And you see where the issue of having a stable family comes. If you come from a stable family, your chances of you engaging in sex at this age is very, very little. Not every stable family where there's a father and a mother is perfect or is okay. No. But it gives you a better chance, much more than someone that came from a single parent home. And a lot of single mothers have been attacking me. They're angry and frustrated. And I understand. They were hurt. Maybe a man hurt them, got them pregnant, ran away, said he's going to marry them, never really married them. I understand all that. But that is no excuse to the fact that you actually agreed to get pregnant for him or you agreed to sleep with him. It's a fact. The moment we start taking responsibility, the better we can actually look at things in a perspective, the godly perspective that we can deal with it. So about 1,000 girls that got pregnant out of the 100,000 teenage pregnancies in the province, not in South Africa. So you do the calculation. So you're probably going to be talking about maybe close to 100,000 girls that got pregnant, teenagers that got pregnant during the year. Crisis. It linked you up back to DJ Zinhle. She's older. She's like 36, 37. She's a celebrity. She's mentoring girls. What are they going to learn from her? Is that a good example? I don't think so. Not even I don't think so. It's not a good example. She can choose to do whatever she wants to do with her life, to be honest with you. So here it also revealed that 2,976 girls between the ages of 10 and 19 decided to terminate their pregnancy. So about 3,000 of the girls terminated their pregnancy. So that in itself is actually putting their lives at risk when you go to terminate a pregnancy. At 10, you are terminating the pregnancy. At 11, at 12, at 13. So he said that these numbers are sad and incredibly troubling, considering that these young girls still have bright futures ahead of them. Teenage pregnancy remains a serious social and health problem in South Africa. It's not just a social problem, it's a health problem. It's a big health problem. It either damages and puts you in a state of depression for so many years, or you're probably going to lose your life somehow, or you're probably going to have some complication in your body. He says it poses a health risk to both mother and child, and it also has a social consequences, such as continuing the cycle of poverty and early school dropout. The statement further revealed that 934 babies were delivered by girls between the ages of 10 and 14. About 1,000 babies between the ages of 10 and 14. When they should be studying. They haven't even finished high school yet. While over 19,000 were delivered by those between the ages of 15 and 19. So there's about 20,000 babies that was delivered by girls, teenagers between the ages of 10 and 19. You know, it is sad that we have to go this way. If you and I are not good examples, I know even if we're good examples, some teenagers would choose to be different. Toby, I love this. I have to play this. I have to show this. Toby actually posted it. Toby summarized the statistics I just gave you. He said over 20,000 babies born by babies. How can a child raise a child? So when I see people like DJ Zinhle having a first pregnancy without getting married, the father is not there, they're not even in a relationship, now she's pregnant again, it gets me concerned. Because even me as an older person, I have to be an example. And what I'm saying is, for me, I do not think she's a good example when it comes to, she might be talented on her DJ desk and her business sense and everything, that agreed. But she's not a good example when it comes to really having stability in family. She can choose to do whatever she wants to do, again. But all I'm trying to do is to discourage all the younger people from actually trying to see her as a role model when it comes to relationship and having kids and marriage. She's not a good example right now. She might probably learn and change and be a better person maybe some few years down the line, but right now she's not a good example at all. And it's sad that we have people like that out there, these young people, these teenagers that I just gave the statistics of, they're looking up to people like DJ Zinhle. They're looking up to people like you and I. That's what it is. So you're asking, but Solomon, why do you have to bring Zinhle into all this? The fact is, you and I have a responsibility to mentor, to teach, to show, and be an example to these young teenagers who look up to her, who see her on TV, who see her on the cover of, you know, of magazines, who follow her on Instagram. They want their life to be like her. So anything from Zinhle is okay. They will just think it's okay. They're kids, they're 10, they're 11, they're 12, they're impressionable. Zinhle is pregnant, 2 kids, no father. She's not married, I mean. For teenager, most teenagers, there's going to be nothing wrong with that, especially when they hold her high and they love her music. For them, DJ Zinhle did it, so why wouldn't I do it? I have a child now, I can have another one, a second one. DJ Zinhle did it. We have to understand the role of mentorship, either physical mentorship or invisible mentorship. DJ Zinhle has a role to play in mentoring people, young teenagers, invisibly. She might not be there, but she has a huge influence. She's the #1 DJ in the country. She's successful. She knows her trade. She has a DJing academy. She is well known. People love her. Do I love DJ Zinhle? I love DJ Zinhle. Don't get me wrong here. You have to separate the issue from the person. Do I love her music? I love her music. You have to separate the issue that we're talking about from the person. So even the African culture that we have discourages us from doing that. That's why I said we shouldn't even just look at it biblically. An African culture discourages us from having babies, getting pregnant before getting married. I know it happened because we make mistakes or we decide to do otherwise. But is that the best? No. That's why the culture tries to protect us. I come from a culture actually where if you get a girl pregnant, you have to marry her. My village, growing up, that was the way it used to be. 2 of my cousins actually got involved in that. 2 of my cousins. And their dad was a pastor. The girl got pregnant by another pastor's kid. They've been married for over 30 years now. No, close to 30 years. And then my other older cousin got another girl pregnant. They have to get married. Come to speak to your dad. No, you're pregnant. You know the deal. The deal is you get to marry them. If you don't love them, you're not going to get them pregnant. I know a lot of men, they will lie and get you pregnant or sleep with you and then they run away and all that kind of stuff. But the fact is, you are also a willing participant by the fact that you agreed to open your legs. There's so much power that women have. Woman can decide not to open her leg and there's nothing a man can do. I mean, he will try to force himself on her, but that in itself becomes criminal. So the question is, especially for you guys who are defending Zinhle and telling me, Solomon, this is not your order ever. No, forget about it. This is not even about DJ Zinhle. This is about pregnancies and teenage pregnancies and families, dysfunctionality in our families. You get pregnant and then you don't raise the kids the way that it should be, or you take it and leave it with the grandparent, or you think because you have money you can raise the kids by yourself. No, God didn't make it for one parent to raise the kids. No, that was not God's plan, and it will never be God's plan. Having enough money, being comfortable. If you look at the statistics of kids who came from a stable home where there's a father and there's a mother, and you look at the kids who came from a single parent home, psychologically, mentally, socially, they are different. And the ones that came from a home where there's a father and a mother, have a better chance. They become far more better. It's a fact. It's a fact. But God's agenda was never for a mother to raise the kids, the father living somewhere else with another woman. Never. But sin, because we are sinful people, sin makes us to rebellion, and we chose to go against the plan of God. And then we find ourselves in problems and troubles. I've never met a single mother who enjoys raising her kids herself. There's no woman that will tell me that she enjoys being a single mother. No. Even if you tell me you enjoy being a single mother, I know right inside of you, there's something that you're not telling me that I don't that you know is not true. You would have different reasons. So if I sit down and interrogate you and question you, I can bring out that reason why you actually got there, and now convince yourself that it's okay. Because maybe all men, they will run away. All men are, I will do this and we do that. Toby says, God knew what he was doing. A father has a role and a mother has hers. A father cannot play the role of a mother and a mother cannot play the role of a father. Never. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Mamadi is saying, Noni Mapisa, you see, you missed the point. Don't join into conversations without understanding the context. This man is saying Zinhle is influential and that on its own will derail many teenagers. He never said Zinhle is promoting teenage pregnancy. He's saying kids would see it fit to do, because it's as simple as that. Please, guys, don't come here with your mindset and not follow what we're saying. Victoria is saying, that's right, Solomon. Let me see some of the comments here. Leo says, hello, Uncle Solomon. I think here in South Africa, being empowered as a woman or female being means having money and being celebrated. Is a sad reality. I agree with you totally on that. Beyond Redemption says she's an influencer and a public figure. It's very important that she sets a good example for her followers, especially the younger girls, teenagers. I agree with you there, Uncle Saul. The truth hurts. And the fact is, most of her followers are teenagers. A lot of her followers are teenagers. And you have to understand, she's into the music business. She's into entertainment. Christine says, problem is we don't want to be told the truth. That's right, Christine. That's right. Kumbo says, people are not happy in the comment section, as if you are judging them. They feel threatened. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you the facts. I'm just telling you the truth. If the truth hurts you, I cannot help you, to be honest. I cannot help you. Somebody here is saying Jesus himself was raised by a stepfather. So what? But the stepfather was in the house. There was a mother, Mary. There was a father, Joseph. The stepfather wasn't away with another woman. So your point of bringing this is actually doesn't make sense. And how can you even call him a stepfather? In what sense? In what sense? Jesus was not conceived the way that you and I were conceived. So that your argument is very, very, it lacks merit. Christine says, this is the biggest pandemic, not COVID. Indeed, the teenage pregnancy. And we have a role. I'm challenging the older people. DJ Zinhle is 37. I'm challenging her. I'm challenging myself. I'm challenging each and every one of you guys that are here defending. Some of you guys have kids and you're feeling guilty, so you come here to rant and to put out your stuff. Some of you have kids with women. Some of you are single mothers and you're frustrated and you're angry. You really need to sit down and say, how do I? Some of you think it's normal. That's all you saw growing up in your community, but it's not normal. Malia says, we are the light of the world and we shouldn't be hidden. Grace says, Uncle Solomon, young people are not taught not to have sex before marriage. They are sexually active. Indeed. 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 Victoria says, we have clearly lost our values and morals. What is wrong is so glorified these days. That's the problem. And because it's so glorified, when people like you and I come out and go against the flow and say, no, it's wrong, they tend to want to hammer us. They'll come here and attack and all that. You don't know me. I have a very thick skin. I have a very thick skin. You can say all that you want. It's never going to stop me from saying what I want to say, because I'm not saying it for myself. I'm saying it because God says to say it. It's as simple as that. So I'm not going to apologize to you for what God said to say. Maybe you need to introspect and say, where did I go wrong? What did I learn that is actually not right? How can I deal with it? Christine says, why are they taking offense? Because you're addressing all of us as women. Simple. Yeah, but most of the women that I hear commenting, they have kids. So they take it personal. Precious says, you 100% correct, Solomon. This created a problem in the future. Now I'm busy calling the father of our girls for support because we never married to them. It's a lesson. Yes, if you can avoid it, we have to avoid it at all costs. Somebody is saying Black Twitter needs to do its work and look for skeletons in your closet. You always want to be relevant, winner. You know, you can look for skeletons in my cupboard, all that you want. You're not going to find one. I'm not like you. Don't say it. I'm not like some of you guys here where I have secrets hidden somewhere. I don't do that kind of life. You have to understand that some people are different. Some people, the way they take life is intentional and they're not like you. We do our best to follow what God says to do. We're not the same. There's no skeletons. If there's skeletons in my cupboard, they would have brought it out long time ago. People like Bushiri would have brought it back out long time ago. People like Motor Shorts people would have brought it out long time ago. All these guys that I've spoken about and exposed some of them, they would have brought it out. But I do not have one. I'm not like you. Get your house in order. Please stop having skeletons in your cupboard and do what is right. Follow Jesus. Allow Jesus to help you. Allow Jesus to help you. Like I said, Zinhle, for me, she hasn't been a good example. Now she has a baby. She's expecting a baby, I mean. That's going to be a second baby. Her first baby should be around, what, 6, 7? She had that baby with this guy that I'm with, AKA, South African rapper. This is myself and AKA. Right between us there is Pearl Tusi. And we all know that AKA himself, who is the father of her first child, is going through his own problems. We know he has also problems, issues, personal issues. Would he be there to be a father? He just lost his girlfriend who actually jumped from a building. Would he be there? And you see, those are the things. That's why it's important the father is there. Not just there, but ever present and involved. Cherry said, some of us don't have skeletons. That's what people don't understand. They think everybody has a skeleton. Yeah. Na is raising a very important point. She says, Uncle Sol, this is also a major problem in Black communities in the US and UK. Most of the Black kids in gangs come from homes where a father was absent. Indeed. It's not just a South African problem. It's a problem with almost everywhere you go and you see Black people. If you go to Canada and you see Black people, you're probably going to see that they have the same problem. The father is not there, and the kids will just do whatever they want to do. If you go to the US, if you go to UK, I've been to the UK, I went to a place called Kingston, you know, where you have a lot of immigrants. Sorry, not Kingston, Brixton. And it's like, see a lot of teenage mothers pushing their kids in their proms. And a lot of it is because we were not there as a father. So why would you want to have a child and raise it as a single mother when you know that that would diminish their chances of having a stable home and making the right decisions? And that's what I'm saying now. So why wouldn't you want to do your best to be a good example to other younger people? And that's what I'm challenging DJ Zinhle to do. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Belinda says, you will be surprised to know that because she has money, it's okay. But if it was any other person, different story. Indeed. Actually, when I posted this on Facebook, a lot of girls came out and said, look, I have a baby. And when I had a baby, it was people telling me this and this and people looking down on me and all that kind of stuff because I'm not a celebrity and all that. Because she's a celebrity, everybody is trying to defend her now. You're very right, Belinda. You're very right. You're very right. Lee says every man and woman can create a child, should be held accountable for their children. Indeed, is a responsibility. I mean, we can talk about DJ Zinhle all that we want. We can also talk about the father of a child. Anyway, let me leave you guys here. Thank you guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, Solomon's Temple. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Solomon's Temple, right away. Yeah, subscribe and click on the notification button, and also follow me on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, and also on Twitter, Solomon Ashams, Instagram, Facebook, and also on Twitter, Solomon Ashams. I would really appreciate that. I'll be back again a bit later. I'm going to be discussing an audio that was making the rounds between Bushiri and another girl, and requesting and telling the girl that he wants to be with her and her girl. You know what that means? and a friend, that is, that can you organize your friend? So I'm going to discuss that that audio, and also I'm going to reveal to you the girl, because I sort of like investigated, and I came across who the girl actually is. I'm going to reveal to you the girl, her photo, and also some details about her. So please make sure you join me at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. tonight, South African time. 8 p.m. That would be in about 3.5 hours. Please make sure that you do that. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for your support and what you're doing. And yeah, make sure you stay safe, and God bless.
Psalm 23. God has set a table for two. One chair for himself, the king, and the second one, believe it or not, is for you. But of course, the enemy wants a seat at the table too. Anxiety wants a seat, envy wants a seat, worry and frustration want a seat. But don't give the enemy a seat at your table. Look up, go up, you're invited up the mountain of God. Move towards infinite power, splendor, love and beauty, healing and restoration. When we gaze upon the Almighty, we are changed by the captivation. Empowered to take every thought captive in the battle of the mind. Shame is silenced by His glory, and our future redefined. So draw near to Jesus. The shepherd is good. Our God is faithful. Take the place prepared for you, and don't give the enemy a seat at your table.